Chapter 901, Do You Really Want to Know What I Am? Lise, reading on Zavel. Earlier on, Lin Xiaowu had been so shocked that she had frozen up like a clay sculpture, so for a moment, she hadn't even thought about it. But now that she thought about it, she was absolutely shocked to the extreme. Thousands of zombies fell to the ground and turned into a zombie, and then this zombie disappeared. What kind of operation was this? Lin Xiaowu didn't know. She really didn't know. Suddenly, she felt that Yi Li was someone that she couldn't see through even with 100 pairs of eyes. Let's go, Yi Li said slowly to Lin Xiaowu. Lin Xiaowu quickly shook her head. I'm really not going. I don't want to die. The eldest daughter of the Lin family, who usually tyrannized Water Cloud Base City and the refugee gathering place, finally experienced what fear was. In a sense, she had finally got her retribution. However, Yi Li did not continue speaking. He grabbed Lin Xiaowa's hand at lightning speed and used swift steps to disappear from the spot. When they reappeared, the two of them had already left the refugee gathering place. Well, Lin Xiaowu was stunned when she saw the scene before her. She was clearly on the streets of the refugee gathering place a moment ago. How did she end up outside all of a sudden? You, who exactly are you? Lin Xiaowu was too curious. She knew that there was no such terrifying existence in Water Cloud City, and even her father wasn't this strong. You want to know who I am? Yi Li smiled calmly. Lin Xiaowu nodded. She didn't say anything, but the expression on her face was better than words. Since you want to know who I am so badly, I'll tell you. Yi Li smiled. My name is Yi Li. Yi Li. Lin Xiaowu shuddered. That name. You are Demon King Yi Li. Lin Xiaowa's eyes opened wider than ever before in history. The name Demon King Yi Li was a name that she worshipped. Ever since the Demon King Yi Li destroyed the Silver Blizzard Palace, she had been hearing legends about him. This time, she had finally seen him. Are you shocked? Yi Li looked at Lin Xiaowu. Lin Xiaowu was more than shocked. She was simply shocked to the extreme. Anyone who saw Demon King Yi Li would be so shocked. Before she could say anything, Yi Li continued, Don't ever be shocked, because everything I do is enough to shock you for 3 days and 3 nights. Lin Xiaowu could not help but be even more shocked when she heard that. Knock knock knock. Lin Xiaowu looked at Yi Li's jade-like face and her heart started to race. She had never felt this way before. Was this the feeling of being in love? Yi Li shook his head and couldn't help but sigh. Ever since he transmigrated to this world, he had met many beauties. He had seen such gazes countless times. Even with his toes, he could imagine that Lin Xiaowu had already fallen in love with him. Let's go. Take me to a place with a lot of zombies, Yi Li said to Lin Xiaowu. Yes, Senior Demon King. Lin Xiaowu hurriedly nodded. Yi Li was her idol. Now that her idol wanted her to lead the way, of course she had to lead the way. Not long after, Lin Xiaowu brought Yi Li to an abandoned city. Senior Demon King, there are many zombies here. The Golden Ant Tribe's territory is also here, Lin Xiaowu said. Upon hearing this, Yi Li sized up the abandoned city in front of him and realized that there was a hill in this city. There were many holes in the hill, and densely packed Golden Ant Tribe members were crawling on it. It really made one's scalp tingle. Chapter 902, Golden Ant Tribe Lise, reading on Zavel. Senior Demon King, are we really going in? Lin Xiaowa's fair face was filled with fear. Although she knew that Yi Li's strength was terrifying, the Golden Ant Tribe here was also terrifying. She was only a Tier 1 transcender. Are you afraid? Yi Li looked at Lin Xiaowu playfully. Lin Xiaowu was stunned. She really felt that Yi Li was too handsome. How could there be such a good-looking person in this world? I am not afraid. Lin Xiaowu shook her head. For some reason, she felt that she shouldn't embarrass herself in front of Yili. Since you're not afraid, let's go in, Yili said slowly. Then, Yili and Lin Xiaowu entered the abandoned city. As soon as they entered the abandoned city, countless zombies rushed over. Roar! Roar! Unfortunately, these zombies were nothing in front of Yili. Swish! 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 Countless demonic lights appeared, and the zombies began to fall to the ground. As the saying went, no matter how small a fly was, it was still meat. Yili opened the synthesis grid in his mind and synthesized all these zombies. There was absolutely no way to describe the shock in Lin Xiao's heart right now. Who dares to break into the territory of the dark race? Suddenly, Yili and Lin Xiaowu heard a cold shout. Yili and Lin Xiaowu looked in the direction of the voice and saw a dark race member the size of a calf appear in front of Yili. This member of the Golden Ant tribe was golden in color, and his antennae looked strong and powerful. This was a Tier 2 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member. Move aside, Yili said slowly to this Tier 2 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member. This Golden Ant was stunned when he heard this. He could not understand what was wrong with this human in front of him. He actually dared to speak to him like this. Humans, do you want to die? The Golden Ant glared at Yili. With just a Tier 2 Master-level Dark Race member like you? What a joke. Yili shook his head. The Tier 2 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member was fuming with rage as he roared, Human, it seems you won't shed tears until you see your coffin. I, Yili, will not cry even if I see a coffin because I will never need a coffin. This Tier 2 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member was extremely furious. He flew into a rage. Suddenly, he seemed to have thought of something. A chill involuntarily rushed from his tail to the top of his head. What did you say your name was, Yili? The Tier 2 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member looked at Yili in shock. Are you Demon King Yili? Yili's handsome face was very calm. He slowly said, It seems like you're not too stupid. However, you're about to die. It doesn't matter if you're stupid or not. When the Tier 2 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member heard this, he was instantly scared out of his wits. He wanted to escape, he really wanted to escape. Unfortunately, how could he escape from Yili's grasp? A terrifying demonic aura flew out and struck the body of the Tier 2 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member. His body instantly exploded. Is this Demon King Yili? Lin Xiaowu looked at Yili's back and thought to herself. Roar! Roar! Suddenly, hundreds of zombies pounced on Yili and Lin Xiaowu. In an instant, hundreds of zombies turned into one zombie again and disappeared. Lin Xiaowu was terrified when she saw this scene just now, but now, she felt that this idea was ridiculous. Chapter 903, Chief, the sky has collapsed. Lise, reading on Zavel. Golden Ant Tribe's territory. Leader, bad news. Bad news, leader. A Tier 1 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member rushed into the main hall, his voice filled with extreme terror. What happened? A humanoid Golden Ant sat on the throne and looked coldly at the Tier 1 Master-level Golden Ant. The elders of the Golden Ant tribe in the hall all looked at the Tier 1 Master-level Golden Ant, because they really couldn't understand how this Tier 1 Master-level Golden Ant could be so panicked. This Tier 1 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member swallowed his saliva before saying, Leader, the sky has collapsed. What? All the Golden Ant tribe members in the hall were shocked. The sky had collapsed. What sky collapsed? The leader of the Golden Ant tribe asked hurriedly. Leader, a terrifying existence has come to the abandoned city. He's really too powerful. He almost killed all the zombies. Hiss. All the Golden Ants in the hall were stunned, looking at the Tier 1 Master-level Golden Ant tribe member in shock. Is what you said true? The leader of the Golden Ant tribe hurriedly asked. It's absolutely true, leader. The Tier 1 Master-level Golden Ant hurriedly replied. The leader of the Golden Ant tribe fell silent when he heard this. Then, he smiled coldly. Who dares to barge into the abandoned city? He's really courting death. The leader of the dark race looked at the golden ants in the hall and continued, Everyone, follow me out to take a look. As soon as he finished speaking, all the golden ants in the hall left. Yili had synthesized countless zombies, and a look of satisfaction appeared on his face. As for Lin Xiaowu, she had completely become Yili's fan. Senior Demon King, you're really amazing, Lin Xiaowu said to Yili. It's alright, Yili said calmly. As soon as he finished speaking, a cold voice entered Yili's ears. You're the ones who broke into the abandoned city. Yili and Lin Xiaowu looked in the direction of the voice and realized that hundreds of Golden Ant tribe members had appeared dozens of meters away from them. Hundreds of Golden Ant tribe members hadn't transformed into human forms. Only the Golden Ant tribe member at the front had done that. This Golden Ant tribe member was their leader, a Tier 2 Lord level. What are you doing here? Yili looked at the hundreds of Golden Ant tribe members in front of him in confusion. The hundreds of Gold Ant tribe members were all stunned when they heard this. It was obvious that they didn't expect Yili to say such words. You've killed all the zombies in the abandoned city, and now you're asking us why we're here. The leader of the Golden Ant tribe said coldly. Yili smiled. He looked at the leader of the dark races and said calmly, Do you know that when you said this, your Golden Ant tribe was already exterminated? As soon as these words were spoken, the Gold Ant tribe members were all stunned. This was because they had never thought that Yili would actually say such words. Lin Xiaowu looked at Yili's back and her eyes were already blurry. How great would it be if I could become Senior Demon King's woman? Lin Xiaowu thought to herself. Just as she finished speaking that in her heart, Yili revealed his side profile and looked at her indifferently. Don't ever think of becoming my woman, Yili said slowly. Lin Xiaowu was stunned. She was really stunned. She had said this in her heart. She really couldn't understand how Yili knew. Human, don't you think you were a little too arrogant when you faced the dark race? The leader of the dark race tribe stared at Yili and said. Chapter 904, Destroy the Golden Ant Tribe. Lise reading on Zavel. Yili smiled faintly. He looked at the leader of the dark race tribe. If you know who I am, not only will you not think that I am arrogant, but you will also be extremely afraid, Yili said slowly. As soon as these words were spoken, not only was the leader of the Golden Ant tribe stunned, but hundreds of Golden Ant tribe members were also stunned. It seemed that he had a high status. Ha ha ha. The leader of the Golden Ant tribe laughed loudly. After laughing for a long time, he looked at Yili and asked, I didn't want to know who you were, but since you've said so, tell me who you are. Hundreds of Gold Ant tribe members also looked at Yili playfully. They also wanted to know how terrified they would be after knowing Yili's identity. Yili looked at the sun in the sky and then at his palm. Then, he said to the leader of the Golden Ant tribe calmly, I am Demon King Yili. What? Hearing this, the Golden Ant tribe members were all flabbergasted. Demon King Yili. The leader of the dark race looked at Yili in horror. Then, the leader of the dark race calmed himself down and said to Yili, Human, stop pretending. How can you be Demon King Yili? Would Senior Demon King lie to ants like you? Lin Xiaowu glared at the leader of the Golden Ant tribe and said angrily. Yili shook his head and sighed secretly. He thought that no one believed him when he told the truth. What could he do? He was also very helpless. Impossible. You can't be Demon King Yili. The leader of the Golden Ant tribe seemed to really understand. There was a doubtful expression on his face. Yili did not continue to speak. Instead, demonic aura erupted from his body. In an instant, the entire abandoned city was enveloped by demonic aura. How was that possible? Hundreds of Gold Ant tribe members were terrified to the extreme. Their eyes were wide open. If it was possible, they naturally didn't want to believe that this was true. This kind of pressure that was higher than the sky and deeper than the sea was really too terrifying. They did not even dare to breathe because they were not breathing air, but killing intent. This, the leader of the Golden Ant tribe was even more scared out of wits. He could swear that he had never been so afraid since he was born. Do you believe that I'm Demon King Yili now? Yili looked at the leader of the dark race indifferently. The leader of the Golden Ant tribe turned pale with fright. He knew that humans didn't have such an aura. Demon King Yili, it was really Demon King Yili. I believe you, the leader of the Golden Ant tribe replied hurriedly. There was no change in Yili's expression. He slowly said, since you believe that I'm the Demon King Yili, you should all die. As soon as these words were spoken, the pupils of the hundreds of Gold Ant tribe members rapidly constricted. At this moment, there was only one thought in their minds, and that was to escape. Unfortunately, how could they escape from Yili's grasp? The demonic light attacked at an astonishing speed. In less than a second, these Golden Ant tribe members were all melted into nothingness. Why don't you believe me, Yili? Yili shook his head. After saying that, Yili couldn't help but show a playful smile because the Apocalypse Legion telepathically told him that they were heading towards Yili. Chapter 315, His Theory on Eating _1 Lise, reading on Zavel. The two of them let their minds wander on the way, and they soon arrived home. Unexpectedly, Ji Chuan was waiting for Dong Fangyu in the villa. Seeing them return, Ji Chuan respectfully greeted them, President, Mrs., welcome back. Then, he turned to Dong Fangyu and asked, Mr. President, there's half an hour left before the cocktail party, shall we depart now? Hai Xiaotang was a little confused. What cocktail party? But her curiosity was fleeting and she had no interest in prying. Dong Fangyu casually said, there's no rush. We can arrive later. Then, he took Hai Xiaotang's hand and walked towards the dining room, let's go, let's have dinner first. Hai Xiaotang spoke without thinking, don't you have a cocktail party? Dong Fangyu laughed, it's not an important cocktail party. Having dinner with you is much more important. Hai Xiaotang, so he made a special trip to pick her up, just to have dinner with her. Moreover, he had wasted a lot of time at the hospital. Hai Xiaotang was ushered into a seat by Dong Fangyu, and the servants quickly set the table. Seeing that Dong Fangyu was indeed going to have dinner with her, she reluctantly spoke up, you go on with your work, I'll eat alone. Dong Fangyu picked up his chopsticks to serve her food, his voice low and attractive, I told you, it's not an important cocktail party. He looked deeply into her eyes and smiled, from now on, I'll try my best to have meals with you. It's a required course for me. Hai Xiaotang looked indifferent, but I don't think it's necessary. For me, it's very necessary. Dong Fangyu served her some more food, if I can have at least one meal with you every day, that's 30 meals a month, 365 meals a year. It may not seem like much, but I will be the person who eats with you the most. Hai Xiaotang was stunned by his dining theory. Dong Fangyu laughed, a couple's feelings deepen over meals together. I don't know if your feelings for me will change, but I have to be the one who eats with you the most. Everyone needs to eat every day, nobody can go without food. Eating is very important for everyone, hence the dining table is the best place to cultivate relationships. How could Dong Fangyu waste these precious moments? Eat up. He encouraged her, carrying in his words, eat more. You haven't been eating much lately. Hai Xiaotang didn't know what to say or how to react, so she just ate. She kept her head down and ate, while Dong Fangyu kept serving her food. Hai Xiaotang tried to stop him several times, but to no avail, so she let him be. After he had accompanied her for most of the meal, Dong Fangyu finally put down his chopsticks and prepared to leave. I'll be back late tonight, so rest early after studying. Don't go to sleep too late, he reminded her. Hai Xiaotang simply nodded, I understand. Call me if you need anything. I understand. Hai Xiaotang mechanically responded. Suddenly, Dong Fangyu pulled her body towards him, held her close, and gave her a firm kiss. Then he let her go, laughing with a sparkle in his eyes. I'm leaving now. I'll take you if there's a fun cocktail party next time, today's party is really boring. Hai Xiaotang pushed him away and sat up. She certainly had no interest in any cocktail parties. Dong Fangyu mussed up her hair, and finally, without any further ado, stood up and strode out. The servants hurriedly brought his coat and respectfully helped him put it on. Chapter 906, Passing the Trial. Lise reading on Zavel. Yili found himself in a space where birds sang and flowers were fragrant. He couldn't help but smile to himself, thinking that the bottomless abyss was just a fantasy. However, what kind of trial could this be? To Yili's surprise, a fairy in white suddenly appeared in front of him. The fairy in white sat on the ground in the middle of the flowers. There was a zither in front of her. This zither was exactly the Fuxi zither. Dang 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 dang, the beautiful melody kept entering Yili's ears. At first, Yili felt that it was very pleasant to hear. Then, the more he listened, the more uncomfortable he felt. He felt that his entire body was about to explode. What's going on? Yili was a little shocked, but he immediately understood. Without thinking, he knew that this must be the problem with the sound of the zither. He had originally thought that it was the sound of nature, but now he realized that not only was he wrong, but he was also wrong to the extreme. What made Yili even more terrified was that he realized that his body could not move anymore. This demonic sound went straight into his heart. This was the first time Yili was so close to the Grim Reaper. What should he do? Yili felt that he was at the end of his rope. Usually, he did not care if he could not think of a good idea, but now that his life was at stake, he had come up with a good idea. He thought that since this woman wasn't playing the zither, he would sing to disturb the demonic sound. What song should he sing? Right. You didn't say anything to me when I walked past your house that day. Two tigers running fast. Needless to say, the pain was indeed reduced a lot. Then, Yili sang more than 10 songs in a row. The woman in white stroked the Fuxi zither crazily and finally, the strings broke. The white-robed woman was stunned as she looked at Fuxi zither with broken strings. Then, the white-robed woman's aura suddenly soared, and her entire body was filled with a terrifying light. Yili had thought that she was a fairy in white, but it seemed that she was a witch. Clang! A cold light flashed in the air, and a sharp sword appeared in the white-clothed woman's hand. It seemed that she wanted to fight Yili to the death. However, when the enemy came, the general blocked; when the water came, the soil covered. Yili took out the ancient dragon abyss sword from the system space and the 5-clawed blood dragon started to entrench itself above Yili's head. Clang! The sharp sword in the white-robed woman's hand collided heavily with the ancient dragon abyss sword. What Yili did not expect was that the sharp sword did not break. This was very unbelievable. In an instant, a cold light appeared in this space, and the sound of swords kept appearing. After all, while the priest climbed a footy 1/4, the devil climbed 10. In the end, Yili defeated the woman in white, which took him a lot of effort. Then, he signed a blood contract with the Fuxi zither and fused it into the ancient dragon abyss sword. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining a super treasure chest. Without thinking much, Yili opened the super treasure chest. Obtained 10 Heavenly Lord level zombie pills. Obtained a super treasure map. Yili gave the Heavenly Lord level zombie pills he had obtained to the Apocalypse Legion. The members of the Apocalypse Legion had all become Tier 3 Heavenly Lord level zombies. Now, he was a Tier 3 Sky Opener, and the Apocalypse Legion was all at the Tier 3 Heavenly Lord level. This force could do whatever it wanted in the Eastern Land. Now, he only needed the Nuwa Stone and the Kongtong Seal to gather the 10 great divine weapons. He had already found a fragment of the Nuwa Stone, but he had also obtained a super treasure map. Without any hesitation, Yi Li opened the super treasure map. Chapter 907, Eyes Might Cause Trouble. Lise reading on Zavel. After opening the super treasure map, the coordinates appeared in Yi Li's mind. To Yi Li's surprise, the coordinates were in Water Cloud Base City. Yi Li sighed to himself. It seemed that he was fated with Water Cloud Base City. Then, Yi Li put the Apocalypse Legion into the system space and activated the swift steps towards Water Cloud Base City. Water Cloud Base City was a medium-sized base city, and the residents looked very rich. He thought that the treasure on this super treasure map must be the remnant of the Nuwa stone. As long as he found another piece, wouldn't it be wonderful? Wow, young Master Lin is so handsome. Young Master Lin, this car cost $100 million. Suddenly, countless envious voices came from the streets. Yi Li took a closer look and realized that an unknown sports car was slowly driving over. A rather good-looking man was wearing sunglasses and looked very handsome. The girls on the streets of Water Cloud Base City all cast infatuated glances at the man in the sports car. It was as if they were willing to live 10 years less if they could be with the man in the sports car. As expected, the coordinates in his mind disappeared again. Yi Li pursed his lips. He was also very helpless. The trees wish to be still, but the wind continues to blow. Yi Li only took a glance at the sports car, but he did not expect to provoke the displeasure of the man in the sports car. The man in the sports car got out of the sports car and came to Yi Li. A mocking look appeared on his slightly handsome face. You know, sometimes eyes might cause trouble. When the people on the streets of Water Cloud Base City heard this, they all revealed looks of pity. In Water Cloud Base City, young Master Lin never needed any reason to do things. The men and women on the street all looked at Yi Li's face, but they were all shocked when they saw him. Well, all the men and women were shocked because Yi Li's appearance was so handsome that they had never seen him before. They thought that young Master Lin was already very handsome, but compared to this person in front of them, the difference was shocking. Yi Li looked at young Master Lin indifferently. Will eyes cause trouble? Why didn't I know? Young Master Lin was stunned. He didn't expect Yi Li to be so calm and composed in front of him. There was even a faint smile on his face. Young Master Lin, who had always been a tyrant in Water Cloud Base City, could not help but frown. You saw me and my car. Tell me, did your eyes cause trouble or not? Young Master Lin said coldly to Yi Li. Young Master Lin's name was Lin Feng. He was the young master of the Lin family, the largest family in Water Cloud Base City. At the age of 19, he was already a 10th-tier evolved being. His talent was only higher than his sister, Lin Xiaowu. Yi Li smiled to himself when he heard this. He thought that Lin Feng was really looking for trouble for no reason. Looking at his car would cause trouble. Was he crazy? Disappear, Yi Li said slowly. What? Lin Feng was stunned. He did not expect Yi Li to suddenly say such a thing. Yi Li smiled faintly again. He looked at Lin Feng and said, It's your supreme honor that I looked at your car. Is your lousy car worth watching? What? As soon as these words were spoken, everyone on the street sucked in a breath of cold air and looked at Yi Li with their eyes wide open. They didn't expect that Yi Li would dare to say that young Master Lin's car was a lousy car. Come on, this car was worth $100 million. Chapter 908, How much is your car? I'll buy it. Lise reading on Zavel. You actually dare to say that my car is a lousy car? Thousands of feet of anger had already rushed out from above Lin Feng's head. The people on the streets of Water Cloud Base City were also furious. Yi Li was the most arrogant person they had ever seen. Yi Li smiled faintly, his handsome face expressionless. He looked at Lin Feng and said slowly, You don't believe your car is a wreck? Of course not. Before Lin Feng could finish speaking, he suddenly heard a loud bang. Boom! When he looked at his beloved car again, it had already become a pile of scrap metal. How was that possible? It was not just Lin Feng. Even the people on the street were shocked to the extreme. They did not see anyone attack at all, but the car had become like this. Do you believe me now? Yili looked at Lin Feng, his face still extremely calm. It's you. Lin Feng stared at Yili. Yili smiled. Tell me, how much is your car? I'll buy it. Silence, a deadly silence. At this moment, no one dared to say anything. They looked at Yili in shock. They had never seen such an arrogant person in their lives. When Lin Feng heard this, his slightly handsome face turned extremely cold. He looked at Yili coldly. Do you think I, Lin Feng, lack money? Yili smiled. No matter how rich you are, can you be richer than me? Arrogant, absolutely arrogant. Everyone on the streets of Water Cloud Bay City was dumbfounded. What was wrong with this person? Was he competing with the Lin family, the strongest family in the Water Cloud Base, for more money? What did you say? Lin Feng gritted his teeth and said coldly. I'll ask again. How much is this car of yours? I'll buy it, Yili said slowly. As the young master of the Lin family, Lin Feng had never seen anyone more arrogant than him. He had originally thought that he would never see anyone more arrogant than him in Water Cloud Bay City. However, now, he realized that not only was he wrong, but he was also so completely wrong. All right. Lin Feng shouted coldly. He did not believe that Yili could buy this car. This guy was just pretending in front of him. This car costs $100 million. As soon as he said this, everyone on the street looked at Yili, wanting to see the change in Yili's expression. No matter who heard 100 million, his expression would change. However, no one expected that not only did Yili's expression not change at all, but he was also extremely calm. Yili did not say anything else. He used his points to exchange for a check of $200 million in the Point Mall, then handed it to Lin Feng. Lin Feng took the check. He looked at the number on the check. He was stunned. He swore he was really stunned. He was not shocked by the number on the check, but that Yili could really take out so much money. After swallowing his saliva, Lin Feng finally noticed the number on the check. After seeing it clearly, he could not help but be even more surprised. $200 million. There was still no change in Yili's expression. Suddenly, a wave of demonic aura flew towards the car. The car, which had already turned into scrap metal, instantly turned into dust. The people of Water Cloud Bay City were so shocked that they were speechless for a long time. They knew that Yili was definitely a powerful genetic warrior. How could Lin Feng not think of this? However, Lin Feng was the young master of the Lin family, the largest family in Water Cloud Bay City. Of course, he was not afraid of Yili. You're actually so arrogant. Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because you have money. Lin Feng glared at Yili. Chapter 909, With money, I can do whatever I want. Lise, reading on Zavel. Everyone on the streets of Water Cloud Bay City could not help but be stunned when they heard Lin Feng's words. Even if they thought about it for 10 days and 10 nights, they would never have thought that the dignified young Master Lin would actually say such words. Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because you have money. Everyone quickly looked at Yili. They wanted to see how Yili would answer. A few seconds later, Yili said calmly to Lin Feng, I'm sorry. With money, I can do whatever I want. Hiss. Everyone froze on the spot like clay sculptures. Their faces were as shocked as they could be. Thousands of feet of anger rushed out of Lin Feng's head. He flew into a rage. As the number one dandy of Water Cloud Bay City, he had never suffered such humiliation. You're seeking death. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Feng threw a punch at Yili. In the eyes of ordinary people, a 10th-tier evolved being was definitely an insurmountable mountain. However, in front of Yili, a 10th-tier evolved being was weaker than an ant. Just as Lin Feng's furious fist was only a thin line away from Yi Li, Lin Feng was instantly sent flying and landed heavily on the ground. Ants! Yi Li looked at Lin Feng and shook his head slowly. After saying that, Yi Li slowly left the place, leaving the people on the street frozen on the spot in shock. You wait. Lin Feng gritted his teeth and said as he looked at Yi Li's back. Yi Li was helpless. The coordinates in his mind disappeared. He could only walk around the streets of Water Cloud Base City to see if he had any luck. Now, he was only missing the Nuwa Stone and the Kong Tong Seal to own the 10 great divine weapons. As long as he found them, he would be able to open the unparalleled Emperor Tomb. At that time, he would become a peerless expert and enter the Sin realm. After eating at a decent restaurant, Yi Li had just walked out of the restaurant when he was surrounded by a group of genetic warriors. Even if Yi Li used his toes, he could tell that this group of genetic warriors was the Lin family's genetic warriors. Let's see where you can run to. One person walked out of this group of genetic warriors. This person was Lin Feng. Lin Feng glared at Yi Li. As the young master of the Lin family in Water Cloud Base City, he had been the center of attention since he was born. He had never been beaten up before. Alas, seeing this, Yi Li couldn't help but sigh heavily. Why are you sighing? Lin Feng's pupils constricted abruptly. He really could not understand why Yi Li would sigh. Yi Li looked at Lin Feng and said calmly, "It's just that I really don't understand. Why don't ants know their places?" You. Lin Feng was furious to the extreme when he heard this. Attack! Lin Feng gritted his teeth and shouted. With Lin Feng's order, dozens of genetic warriors pounced on Yi Li. However, just as they took a step, a voice that sounded like an oriole leaving the valley entered everyone's ears. Stop! Whether it was the Lin family's genetic warriors or Yi Li, they all looked over in the direction of the voice. Sister! Lin Feng was a little stunned. He did not expect little ball Lin to suddenly appear. Xiao Feng, what's going on? Lin Xiaowu asked. Lin Feng was about to speak, but before he could, he saw that Lin Xiaowu was already dumbfounded. Lin Xiaowu rubbed her eyes in disbelief. Senior Demon King, why are you here in Water Cloud Base City? Initially, Lin Xiaowu thought that she would never see Yi Li again after parting ways with him in the abandoned city. Chapter 9-10, A Shocking Possibility. Lise reading on Zavel. Lin Xiaowu looked at Yi Li in a daze. Lin Feng, the genetic warriors, and the onlookers were all stunned. Did Miss Lin know this person? However, this senior demon king, everyone pondered for a moment, and then their pupils began to rapidly constrict because they thought of a shocking possibility. This shocking possibility was that Yi Li was Demon King Yi Li. Thinking of this, everyone present started to look at Yi Li in shock. This was such a shocking possibility. I came here to look for something, Yi Li said slowly. Lin Feng felt his entire body tremble violently. Even his soul could not help but tremble. Demon King Yi Li. A legendary existence. Did he just offend the legendary Demon King Yi Li? Sister, he is. Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaowu in shock and asked. Demon King Yi Li, replied Lin Xiaowu. As soon as Lin Xiaowu finished speaking, she suddenly thought of something. There were so many genetic warriors from the Lin family gathered here, but these genetic warriors were preparing to attack just now. Could it be? At the thought of this, Lin Xiaowu was stunned. She quickly looked at Yi Li and was relieved to see that there was no change in Yi Li's expression. Senior Demon King, my brother is insensible. He doesn't know that you are Demon King Yi Li. I hope you don't hold it against him. Lin Xiaowu said to Yi Li, do you think I will lower myself to his level? Yi Li said slowly. Hearing this, Lin Xiaowu was finally relieved. Xiao Feng, why aren't you apologizing to Senior Demon King? Lin Xiaowu berated. At this moment, Lin Feng was already scared out of his wits. He looked at Yili in horror. Senior Demon King, it's all my fault. I'm sorry, Lin Feng apologized to Yili. The genetic warriors of the Lin family and the onlookers were already scared silly. They would rather believe that the sky was about to collapse than believe that the person in front of them was the legendary Demon King Yili. However, the truth was right in front of their eyes. How could they not believe it? Senior Demon King, what are you looking for in Water Cloud Bay City? Lin Xiaowu asked again. I don't know either. Yili shook his head. He didn't plan to tell Lin Xiaowu about the super treasure map. Lin Xiaowu wondered if she had said too much. This was the Demon King, Yili. By the way, Senior Demon King, if there's nothing else, you can come to visit my family, Lin Xiaowu said carefully to Yili. All right, Yili nodded. Lin Xiaowu was just probing. She didn't expect Yili to agree. For a moment, her fair face couldn't help but reveal a happy smile. Then, Yili and the Lin family headed towards the Lin family. The news that Demon King Yili had come to Water Cloud Bay City spread like wildfire. Everyone in Water Cloud Bay City was terrified. In their eyes, Demon King Yili was a terrifying existence. The Lin family. At this moment, Yili was sitting on a chair and slowly drinking tea. The head of the Lin family, Lin Shi, said to Yili respectfully, it's really our honor to have Senior Demon King visit us. Lin Feng secretly looked at Yili, feeling endless shock in his heart. He could not help but recall something Yili had said to him. It's your great honor that I looked at your car. It was indeed a great honor. He was Demon King Yili. You're tuning into the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.